Yo guys, Shot Gaming here and welcome to another Battlefield 4 video. And today I've got a slightly different discussion because I'm going to be talking about tanking in Battlefield 4, how it used to be and how it has changed with the recent patch that came out on the 6th of March 2014. So as you may know, if you've played Battlefield 4 in a tank in the past, you have many options. You have the HE shell, you got the Sabo shell, which I'm using in this video, and then you've got the AP shell, which is the standard one, and each of these does a different thing as a main canister, so they have different bullet drops and stuff like that. And then for the secondary you can either have a heavy machine gun, a light machine gun, then you've got the canister shell and the staff shell. Now, before in the past, if you wanted to be solely anti-tank solution, then you would run one of the main shells, either normally the Sabo or the AP, with a staff shell. Now the staff shell is essentially a second shell which does not quite as much damage as a primary shell, but it still dishes out quite a lot of damage. And in the past this used to be a great solution for taking out tanks, because you would be able to fire off your main canister shell, then you can quickly switch over to your staff shell and fire that off in quick succession, one after another, as I saved myself from a suiciding buggy there, which is always fun to do, and I tell you what, that's sure did get me on my toes. But yeah, so you can you could do that where you fire one after another, and if you were going up against a tank that does not have that staff shell normal shell combo, you would beat them hands down every time. I personally only ran this setup once or twice because I just didn't find it good for what I like to play, because I like to play anti-infantry and anti-vehicle, you know, so I love my heavy machine gun as my favourite thing to use as my secondary, and I normally use either the Sabo or the HE shell as my primary. I'm using Sabo here just because it's a slightly longer range map. You have anything with a longer engagement range, I will pretty much always use a Sabo shell. And then on close quarters maps, like for instance, I don't know, trying to think of an example there, like CC Shanghai, I'll use HE on there. That's pretty close range things, and plus you've got more drop on it so you can get over the bridges better. But yeah, that's just how that works. So in the recent patch that came out, you can no longer use that combination of staff shell and normal shell, meaning that it's a lot more even when it comes to tank gameplay. So just because you've got the staff shell doesn't mean you're going to beat someone every time. So I recommend now, if you still are using that combination, it's not quite as effective because they have obviously made it so you cannot fire it off one after another. Yes, you're still going to have a significant advantage over an enemy, however it's not going to be as meaning that you will beat them hands down every time, no matter what your ability, as it was before. You still, for the gadget on it, if you want to call it a gadget, you do not want to use, you still really want to use a APS, because APS is the best thing for tanks and pretty much any vehicles, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on tanking and how it's changed. I think it's definitely changed for the better, and it will make gameplay much more fun in the future for tankers who don't just use the staff shell. So anyway, thanks for watching guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're having an awesome Monday, and I will see you in the next video, which will be out tomorrow hopefully. So thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Well, that's an enemy tank, whoops.